Welcome to the QueenAmani Show, all the way from the Queen City. Here she is, QueenAmani.
Welcome to the QueenAmani TV Show, all the way in the castle, here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and around the city. I know that you are doing some great things. I've been hearing all kinds of great things that people are doing and all kinds of gifts that people are just bringing out, and that they're, walking in their purpose and striving to just get to their destiny by living out their dreams. And thank you for sharing those things with me, because that always excites me to hear the wonderful things that people are doing, to make our world a better place, one person at a time. So thank you so much for sharing those. If you have a great story to share, please make sure that you send us an email at QueenAmaniTVShow@gmail.com, or send us a message on our Facebook page and let us know the great things that you have going on, and the story that you would like to share. We would love to highlight that here in the castle. Well, it's a beautiful day here in the castle, and I tell you, I woke up this morning just full of gratefulness. And here at the QueenAmani Show, we love to pause and think of those small things that just put a smile on our face that make us so grateful. So I, this morning woke up and I was just so overjoyed and so happy, and just feeling so good that the weather's great outside and it's feeling wonderful. And I have on my little spring outfit today, and with my green and my pink, and I'm just feeling so wonderful today. So I hope you're having a great day and you've been enjoying your week and you've been having a blessed week. I do want to tell you, this is a reality show here at the QueenAmani TV Show. So if you hear some background noise and you hear my babies barking, that's just Cody, Rocket, or Chanel. So don't mind them. They're just doing their own thing here in the castle. And they just love to do what they do. So, and make sure you send us too some pictures of your babies. I know we had talked about that on some previous shows, and we like to share our pictures of our babies and talk about them here on the show. So make sure you send us a picture of them so we can highlight your babies on the QueenAmani TV Show, whether it's your four-legged babies or whether it's your children. I love them all. So make sure you share them here, and I would love to hear the great things that they're doing. So today, here at the QueenAmani TV Show, I just want to talk about uniquely you. What makes you uniquely you? And I want to share, of course, what makes me uniquely me. I love to highlight here at the QueenAmani TV Show, who I am, because I think that to really understand my show and why it's so unique, you kind of would have to get to know me and what makes me so uniquely different. So, I want to share some of those things, and then I hope that you would share with me what makes you uniquely you, because I find it to be so interesting. One of the things that's so fascinating and so amazing is that, God created us all different. And to me, that is just the unique thing about each one of us. We all look different, we all sound different, we all do different things, and we all have different gifts. And that is what is so unique about the world, really. Everyone is so diverse and so unique, and I think it's just a great thing. So what makes me uniquely me? Well, I would have to say many things, many things. But, first and foremost, I have to kind of take it back in the day, and you'll see some pictures on this show too, just to kind of give you a visual of some of the things that I'm talking about. When I was a little girl, my mom worked really hard. She had like 3 jobs just to make sure that my sisters and I had the best education, and we had the best just life that she could create for us. She was a single mom, and she just did the very best that she could do. And she did a great job at that. But, she sent us to really good schools, and I've kind of shared this before. I went to a school one of the first schools I went to, and it was a private Presbyterian school, and for the first several years of my education, I was the only, African American in my class. And, I didn't really actually even realize that, because no one really made me feel any different. And I think too, because when you're young, you just don't see color. You don't really pay attention to a person's skin color and everything. It's just really not a big deal when you're a child. You just see people for who they are. And to me, that's why I love children, because I think children are so honest. They when a child takes to someone and they love someone, it's just genuine love, because children are, they're so loving, and they don't see a lot of the things that I feel like when you get older, the things that some people see, when it comes down to skin color and stuff like that. So children are just so loving. So anyhow, when I was younger, I was the only African American in my class. Not a big deal. And then, growing up and going through school, when I got to I think it was junior high school, I think because of my previous experience of my education and being the only African American child, I was just different when I got to junior high school. I talked different, I thought differently, I maybe dressed differently, and because of that, I actually went through a lot of bullying. Unfortunately, when I was around junior high school, I got bullied a lot when I was in school. A lot of kids, they just were mean. Not all of them, but a good bit of them. And it was just because I was so different. And I really feel like people who are uniquely different and just, where you just really just stand out in different environments, maybe you don't fit in. I think especially when you're younger, you tend to get bullied. And children can be mean, and I can tell you, I had a tough time when I was in junior high school. I remember some of the things where, they would call me names. They would, tell me oh, you're not a black girl. You don't talk like a black girl. You don't do things like a black girl. And I'm a black girl. I am, and I'm very proud of it. It was just so, it was something else. And, oh, Cody, can you please stop barking? Okay, we're taping the QueenAmani TV show, and Cody's just, Cody. So, anyhow, I mean, the kids were really mean. Now, I did have a lot of friends, don't get me wrong, and who were there for me, and they weren't so mean, my friends, but I went through the bullying, and then got to high school. And when I got to high school, I loved sports, absolutely loved sports. So I played basketball and volleyball and oh my goodness, let's see here. Oh, I cheered for several years, and you'll see a cheerleading picture that I'm very proud of. And actually, when I cheered at my high school, Independence, we were state champions then. I was the only African American on my cheerleading squad. Well, by then, I'm in high school, right? And it's more obvious, those things, wherein when I was in preschool, you just don't look at, kids don't really look at the color of your skin. Well, by the time I got to high school, it was very obvious. And then the bullying was even more harsh, because I would get, a lot of my other classmates who bullied me then when I was in high school, well, you're the only black girl on the cheerleading squad. Are you, trying to be a white girl? Are you trying to act white? I mean, stuff like that. And it was just very hurtful, because I feel like just because you're different, it doesn't mean you're not wrong. You're not. It's not anything bad with that. You're just different from most other people, and it's okay. And my thing is, I feel like differences should be accepted more. You shouldn't get bullied because the fact that maybe you're different from a lot of other people, and maybe they just can't relate to you, but it doesn't mean that you should get bullied, because of that. And for me, I got bullied because I was just so different. And, for me, the bullying continued on throughout my life, actually. Even, I would say, even recently. You know, there are things that I still tend to go through, and I tell you, I have been bullied online. You know, it amazes me too with the bullying how some people can be so harsh. You know, I have endured what they call cyberbullying, where people, you know, I don't know, make up maybe fake profile pages and stuff like that online, and they try to bully you. They say hurtful things or mean things just to I don't know, I guess get under your skin or to make you feel bad. I have endured bullying where actually someone was opening my mail at my home. I never really got in, you know, I never understood what that was all about, other than I feel like someone was just intentionally trying to, you know, cause me some kind of harm, make me feel bad. I have went through domestic abuse, you know, losing my best friend in that way, and there is so much that I went through with that experience and that tragic loss. And I'm saying all these things because a lot of the things that I went through is actually what has shaped and molded me and what has made me so unique. One thing I can say is that, Cody, please stop barking. We're trying to tape the Queen Amani TV show. So, you know, one thing I can say that throughout all those experiences, I feel as though I have always pushed through them, pushed through the adversities, pushed through the bullying, even though it was challenging, even though it was hard. And even now, I mean, like I said, I have even endured some bullying even at this level of life. And you know, I feel as though those things has helped to make me unique, the unique person that I am. I hope you are enjoying the Queen Amani TV show. You know, it's awesome. Stay tuned. We have to take a short break, but we'll be right back.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Welcome to the Queen Amani Show. Thank you for joining us here at the Queen Amani Show in the castle. You know, if you would like to come in the castle and share your story of the great things that you have going on, make sure you connect with us at QueenAmaniTVShow at gmail.com. You can send us an email at the QueenAmaniTVShow at gmail.com, and also look for our Facebook page, Queen TV Show at Facebook.com. And we also have an Instagram page, and that's the Queen TV Show. So make sure you follow us there at Facebook and Instagram, and also send us an email so you can be a guest here in the castle at the Queen Amani TV Show. And thanks for tuning in.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to the Queen Amani TV Show. You know, today we're here in the castle, and we are talking about what makes you uniquely you. And I'm also sharing with you what makes me uniquely me. So I know that before we went to break, we were talking about some things, and it was like in the, you know, gray area. I was explaining how I have endured a great level of bullying. And actually, that's why I'm an advocate for standing up for being against bullying and helping children to understand the things they can do when they're being bullied, because I was a victim of that for many years when I was in school, and even as of recently, being bullied through the internet, being bullied through, right here at my home, having someone go through my mail and open my mail, different various ways that I have went through being bullied. Well, I feel like I tried my best to push through those things as much as I could, but I don't want to focus so much on that. I want to explain to you some other things too that I felt like has made me uniquely me. When I got out of high school and I begun to work, one of the things that I had always wanted to do, I went to college for international business, and while I was in college, I actually worked helping children with disabilities and teaching children with disabilities. And I was very blessed to actually work at a school in Charlotte. It's called the Metro School, and there were a lot of children that had different disabilities. And I really enjoyed working there and working with just different children. I mean, they just were some of the most amazing children, and just had so much love, and I just really enjoyed my time working there with children with disabilities and helping to teach them with disabilities, and also at that same time I was going to college, and I was studying international business because I just have always had a knack for business. I've always wanted to be a businesswoman, and that's actually one of my goals still to this day. I just love business, and my minor in school was Spanish. I absolutely loved learning Spanish, and actually, yo hablo poquito español. I actually speak a little bit of Spanish, and I can, when I hear it, I can translate some, not all of it, but some of it. So that's one interesting thing about me that makes me uniquely me. Well, I went to school then, and when I was in college, I was blessed to actually have my son. So during the time I was in college, I actually had to take some time off from school because I was blessed to become a mom. So I had my son actually fairly young, and the blessing in that for me is that now that he's growing older, I'm a young mom, and thank God for it, because boy does he have so much energy, and he is involved in so many things and so many sports, and I'm so glad I'm a young mom and I have the energy to actually keep up with him. My goodness. And if you're a parent and you have a child, or you help to take care of a child, you know what I'm talking about, because these children these days, a lot of them are involved in so many various activities and such, and it takes a lot of energy to keep up with their schedule. So, that is one thing that has made me uniquely me, is having my son while I was in college, and then taking the time off, setting the things aside that I was going after, and just really taking that time out to make sure I could be the best mom I could be. So, I did that, and but one of the biggest things I feel like that has now made me uniquely me is, I work with children that had disabilities, and all types of disabilities, helping to teach them, and I work with so many people with that. I never would have thought, and I guess this is why they say never say never. Here at the QueenAmani TV Show, I would like to say never say never, because in life you just never know what's going to happen, right? And so, for me, I lost my friend to domestic violence, and when I begun to go through that tragedy and begin to heal, what I actually was experiencing was something very similar to a disability myself. Who would have thought that, a person that was on the side of helping so many people and so many children overcome their disabilities would have to now deal with something that I would have going on that would be very similar to a disability. And And that was just very shocking for me, to have to now go through a healing time in my life and have to actually help my own self with getting better at a disability that I now really had because of the tragic loss that I was dealing with. You know, and for me, that has definitely made me uniquely me. What happened during the time of my healing, of losing someone that was just not a best friend, someone that was just, meant so much to me, someone that I was planning to do business with. We met when we were in real estate school, and we wanted to have investment properties all over, and we had all these great plans and things we just had planned out that we were going to do together. And I just never thought that I was going to lose her to domestic violence. I never thought I would lose anyone like that. I never thought I would ever deal with something like that. But, I did. And, after I did, I really had to heal, and it dealt with me for a good while. And during that time, actually, I lost my voice. Well, what do I mean by that? I could still talk. I didn't go mute, but it was very hard for me to talk to people, and it was certainly hard for me to talk to people about what I had went through. For some reason, I felt like I was ashamed that I was going through this. I was just maybe hurting on the inside. I just really didn't know how to even just approach it. So I kind of just shut down. And I shut down really to everyone. Now my family, they knew what I was going through during this healing time and everything, but it just was really hard for me to just connect with people because of what I was going through, that healing and that tragic loss, and essentially having something similar to a disability. It was very disabling what I was going through. And now I totally thank God, because I am through Him helping me and giving me strength, I am now getting my voice back. And I definitely thank God for the Queen Amani TV show, because now I'm able to really open up to you about some of the things that make me uniquely me, and why I'm so passionate about this TV show. I feel like here I can share the things that I've went through. I hope that maybe something I've went through can help you in some kind of way. I hope that you can take from watching the Queen Amani TV show here, whether it be through a story of mine or a story of one of the guests that comes on. I hope that you can pull something inspiring from it, some motivation from it, and I really hope that you can look at me to know that, hey, if Queen Amani was able to overcome some of these things that she's went through, even though she lets you know it was challenging, it was tough at times, it was very hard, but if I could overcome some of these very dark things that has happened to me in my life, I definitely feel like you can too. And I know that you have great things in you too that makes you uniquely you, and I would love for you to share those things. Why are you so unique? What is it about you that stands out? What is it about you that's on the inside of you that maybe no one knows? I'm sure some of the things I shared today, you probably would have never thunk, that, hey, Queen Amani has went through some things like that. She went through things where she had to even deal with a disability herself, and she had to gain the strength to overcome that. Yes, I did, and I don't want to make it seem as though it's even so easy now, because I still have some tough days. I still have some challenging days, but that's life. Not every day is going to be a sunshiny day. Sometimes we have to make our own sunshine in the rain, and so for me, I just have a different perspective on it. And I've talked about this and I've shared this here on the Queen Amani TV show, helping to volunteer through my church and with other charitable organizations around the city really helps me. I love being positive and having a positive impact. I was blessed at one time to shoot a commercial for the Susan G. Komen Foundation, which raises awareness for breast cancer, and that helped me tremendously. Watching those women and men who were survivors of breast cancer and hearing their stories of how, they went through that battle of getting through cancers and coming out victorious on the other side, being a survivor, that gave me hope. That gave me strength. That gave me, just what I needed to know. If they can go through this, then surely I can get over my disabling deal that I'm dealing with. I have had great guests that have come on. Some of the missionaries from season 1 that came on, and I speak of them a lot, very often, because it inspires me how they go and they help different orphans around the world, helping to feed them, helping to clothe them, helping to make sure they have an education, and that just gives me hope, such a hope, and it inspires me here at the Queen Amani TV show. I hope it inspires you too. Even on season 1, the teacher that came in that now has a business in Charlotte called Project Care, and helping children, foster care children, get a home and have a home. I mean, that's just so inspiring. So I'm just saying all this to say is that what makes me uniquely me is that I just love to be a part of very motivational, positive things that are going on in the city that help to make our city, Charlotte, the Queen City, such a beautiful place. And not just here in the Queen City, but around the world. I love to hear about these different organizations and different things, and I love to connect with them. As a matter of fact, if you're a part of a charitable organization, or you know of a great charitable organization here in Charlotte, please contact us here at the Queen Amani TV show. We would just love to highlight it, because we love those, just to hear about great things that are happening in our city, and that's what makes me uniquely me. I mean, really, in a nutshell, I'm all about just pushing through adversities in life, and knowing that you can come out victorious on the other side. It doesn't matter, what those curveballs that sometimes life throws us, but we can hit those balls. We might strike out, but we can always come back and we can go at it again. And for me, that's what makes me uniquely me. I love to go at it again. There's sometimes I stumble and I have to get back up. I have to brush my shoulders off and I have to get back up. And I feel like, what makes me uniquely me is yes, I've fallen, I've stumbled, but I continue to get back up. And I know that you can get back up, and I know that you have things in you that make you uniquely you, and share those things. Share them so we can highlight what makes you uniquely you. Thank you for tuning in today on the Queen Amani TV show, and we hope that you have a great week. We love you here.